I hope you're having a lovely day and welcome to this vlog. A couple of weeks ago I did a stash busting video and my plan was to do I think 3 or 4 little projects to get a dent into this basket. Sadly, life got a little bit in the way and I only finished one. So the purpose of this video is basically a part 2. So I want to finish the 2 rattler patterns that I wanted to do. So I've got a dinosaur one and a bunny one. I have 2 different sizes for the ring. So I have a 7mm one and the 5mm one. And I also got some rattler inserts just to make it a little bit more fun. But it is a very rainy day. The audio actually might pick it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hunker down and I'm going to start with the bunny because it has the bigger ring. So I think it's going to be a little bit easier for me to get into this project than it is with this very small one. So yeah, come with me. I briefly popped out for some lunch and I took this time to just stand outside with my umbrella and just listening how the rain falls on it. Right, so I have finished my lunch and I did a fair bit of progress on the head. So right now I'm basically ready to start decreasing, and then I think in a little bit I will be able to put in the insert as well. So let's try and finish this head today. So closing up this head was actually really hard. I think it was just because the stitches were so fine. It took me quite a while actually to do this. Quick little update. I have finished the head and I'm just going to do the teething ring cover and the ears, but I might not be able to do the ears today, but we'll see how far we can get. So don't be like me. I forgot that I had to measure the teething ring section on the actual width of the teething ring as well, which I forgot until I got about halfway and then had to take all of it back and do it again. So yeah, just here to remind you to measure things when you're meant to. Hey guys, just quickly checking in. I have finished the head and the rattler insert is in, and I've also finished the bit that goes around the bite ring itself, so that's all good. And I think, yeah, that's probably where I'm going to leave it tonight. I think tomorrow I will do the ears and a bow and just sew everything together. So I'm really happy with how quick this is all coming up. And also, Frog Wizard crochet hook is the best thing because I think I've been crocheting for like 6 hours or something, and I have no pain in my wrist, and I've just been able to crack on with actual crochet. So that's been absolutely amazing. So I'm super happy, and yeah, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's now the next day and it is still very rainy, but Freya's going outside and I decided to just quickly join her so that I could listen to the rain and watch everything fall on the leaves. Come on in. Now that she's had enough from the outside, I am just going to give her a quick dry, and then afterwards I am just going to head to a cafe in town and do a bit of crochet. No, it's not your favourite. You cozy there? You good? I have come back from the cafe. It was like a nice little break to get out of the house for the weekend, and I have made a little bit of progress on one of the ears. So I'm about halfway on this one, which is the first one I'm making. So I'm gonna finish this one up and then I will start on the second one. But I did get, there we go, I got a cinnamon bun for me and Ali, but it's homemade and it looks absolutely amazing. So they make them every day. They make either cinnamon buns or focaccia. So that's really nice. So I'll definitely be going back to that cafe at some point. Oh my god, my fingers are all sticky. But yeah, I'm just going to continue with some crochet. So let's see if we can finish this bunny today. What are you doing? Huh? Alright, I have finished the rabbit ears. They are so cute. And now the only thing left to do is the bow, and I think, one second, the basket is a little bit far away. There we go. I think I will probably use this pink for the bow because this one is for a baby girl. So sewing all of this together took a little bit of time, but I figured I would just use some pins to actually pin the head and the ears and stuff in place while I was sewing, so that at least most of the things were like fairly in the middle. Alright, we have finished the rabbit and I think she is looking so cute. I went around twice here at the neck to make sure that this is nice and sturdy, and then I did the same for the ears just so that in case if the wee girl is biting on things or pulling on things, they're not going to come off very easily. And I've also sewn on a little face, so I'm not using any like buttons or anything like that. That could potentially be a choking hazard. So yeah, everything is nice and secure. I am really happy with it, and I think this is probably where I'm going to leave you for tonight, and I will check in with you either tomorrow or on Tuesday after work when I will be starting on the little dinosaur. So see you in a couple days. Good evening. It's now a couple days later and I have finished my dinner, but I am ready to continue with some more crochet, and I am starting the dinosaur now, and I did this little section today during my lunch break. So I have half of the head done, but while I'm doing some crochet, I figured I would just have a little chat with you guys, and I'm sorry if you can hear some background noise, but the window is open because it's absolutely roasting. It's a heat wave in the UK, or like what we consider a heat wave, and it's like that really like humid like heat where it just sticks to you and it's heavy and it's just uncomfortable. So yeah, you might hear some background noises, but anyway, the thing that I wanted to talk about is basically my YouTube channel. So because I am still very new to YouTube in general, I'm just sort of trying to figure out what I do and what I like, the sort of things that I enjoy and how I like to edit my videos and stuff. So like, I'm sure people that have sort of been there from the start have maybe noticed some changes. But the one thing that I wanted to mention is that I will be steering the general direction more into crafting in particular. So right now I have some videos that are like, oh, I go travel and I go to like York or Manchester or whatever, and then the next video would maybe be crafting. And I started noticing that YouTube is having a really hard time pushing the changes out. So every time I publish, for example, a travel video, it does okay, and then the next week I'll post well, not the next week, but I'll post a crafting video and then all of a sudden it doesn't do that well. And then I post a crafting video again and it does better, but then I post a traveling video again and it doesn't do well. So I've noticed this flip-flopping just doesn't do very good for the YouTube algorithm. So I'm trying to steer more into the craft direction. Now, I still want to feature going to cafes and going to places, but it's going to be more like woven into my general craft content. So yeah, let me know what you think of the changes and if there's anything that you would like me to make in the future. But yeah, let's get back to some more crocheting. Okay, quick check-in before I go to bed. I have finished the head. I have also finished the mouth section that will be attached to the head itself. And then I also have finished the tail. So the only thing I have to do tomorrow is the teething ring cover and the little spikes that go over the head, and then I just have to sew everything together. So I'm hoping either that I'm going to be able to finish this tomorrow, at a push potentially Friday, but yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow evening after work. Hello, it's now Friday. I didn't record yesterday because I finished up work quite late and then I went to my social knitting club. And by the time that I got back, it was very warm, I was very tired, and I just decided to read in bed until I fell asleep. But what I did do, however, is I did a little bit of crochet during my lunchtime. So I did 2 of the little dinosaur thingies, and I made a head start on the teething ring cover. So what I'm going to do now is just finish 4 more of these little dinosaur thingies, and I'm gonna finish up this little piece as well. I think I have to do like 2 more rows before yeah, 2. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 2 rows, and then we'll have the right thickness to sew it around this, and then it's basically sewing it all together. So yeah, let's see how we can progress. So I am just finishing up the last dinosaur thingy. And once that's done, I'm just sewing the teething ring cover closed, and then all I have to do is just pin the head and the dinosaur thingies in the right areas, and then I just have to sew it all together. Alright, so this is going to be the last check-in for this video, but I have finished the dinosaur and I am so happy with how he turned out. I think the size is absolutely perfect and he's definitely my favourite. Even though that I love the bunny, I think the size of this dinosaur is much better for a wee baby than this bunny is. I mean, at least it is in my head, I don't know. But I can't wait until they're going to their homes where there's going to be some happy parents and some happy babies, hopefully. But another thing, the crochet hook like customization that I did in the last video for smaller like amigurumi kind of things has been an absolute lifesaver. Of the whole, basically both the bunny and the dinosaur, I've had no wrist pain at all. This is amazing. I'm so happy, and I love this little cursed frog. He's my absolute favourite. I love his butt crack. It's so silly, but it makes me smile, and I will put this, like there's a work in progress picture that I took of this little guy, and he will become my end screen from now on because it just makes me happy every time that I see it. But if anyone can come up with a name for this little frog, please let me know. Right now, I have a habit of calling everything Steve. Steve is a good name. I like Steve. But if anyone can come up with something that is a bit more creative compared to Steve, that would be great. Other than that, I am planning to also post weekly from now on, and I'm going to try my best to hit that deadline. I do work full time, so there's some times that it might happen that I hit a delay, but I will definitely let you guys know if something like that is happening. And also, if you guys want me to make anything, please let me know. I'm happy just to do whatever, to craft whatever you guys are chucking my end. Do keep in mind, I'm not as good as some other YouTubers or other like knitters or crocheters, but I'd like to try things, even though that I might not always be very good at it. So if you're happy for me to just like record things and not always get it right, but even just still record the struggles, like, yeah, I'm happy to do that. And other than that, I hope you had a really great time watching this vlog, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!